I think the first duty of society is justice. Alexander Hamilton. Las Vegas is a city of contrasts. Nowhere else does a city founded by religious missionaries revel in its reputation as the city of sin. Nowhere else do mobsters get loans for casinos from Mormons. Nowhere else has a former mob lawyer as a mayor. Maybe Chicago has that last one. But nowhere else in America has such a collection of contrasts. Excessive celebration surrounded by abject poverty, dozens of world-class golf courses in one of the driest environments in the country, and of course, the subject of our story. Nowhere else do the magical and mystical beings that make their homes among humanity congregate in such enormous numbers. And how could they not? Where else is humanity forever willing to take one more risky choice, seek one more risky favor, or make one more risky deal? After all, what happens in Vegas stays here. And where the magical and mystical encounter humanity, someone needs to be the grease in the wheels, the one smoothing out the rough patches, the one taking advantage of the misunderstandings. In short, where the magical and mystical encounter humanity, someone's going to need a lawyer. Let's take a look.
Morning, Aspen. I like the green. St. Patrick's Day.
Yep, just dyed it. Gotta support my ancestors, you know?
Of course. What have I missed so far today?
3 things so far. First, Moochy called again.
What did the esteemed Mr. Mooch need?
He didn't say, and didn't want to talk about it over the phone. He said he'd come by this afternoon, just wanted to make sure you were in.
That's odd. Usually he calls, or I have to go down and talk to him at the detention center.
Yeah, I thought it was weird, but, you know, it's Moochy. I put him on the calendar for this afternoon. Second, you have an arbitrator appointment from special court. And third, one of my cousins is here to see you.
The finger quotes aren't necessary, Aspen. Okay, let Moochy know I'll call him later, and put the appointment paperwork on my desk. Where is your cousin?
They're waiting in the conference room.
Okay. Do I need anything special?
Nah, typical boogeyman, you know. They hang around, haunting places, trying to trick people into giving them favors. I think every culture has one. This one's Irish, I think. So, normal parameters apply. Watch what you say.
They always do. Don't thank them, don't thank them, don't thank them. Hello, I'm Tish, and you are?
Let's go with Bo.
How can I be of assistance, Bo?
Ha! Clever. I am being evicted. I believe this to be wrongful and appear to need assistance.
Evicted by a Nevada court?
Yes. And no. I am a resident of the Imperial Palace, but I was discovered by the staff. They alerted the new owners of my residency, and the new owners appear to believe I no longer have any right to remain in my home. I have a hearing scheduled next week.
Okay, I can handle the hearing. Aspen pulled your court information from the court calendar. Judge Branas hates attorneys, but she hates all attorneys equally, so we should be okay. Your presence at the hearing may be in your best interest. I don't know the Link's attorney well, but I'll make all reasonable effort to do what I can. What about the other court? Have you petitioned them?
I have. They indicated that my landlord had not sought anything from me and had not broken my contract, so unless they seek out our court, they will not step in.
They don't consider this case within their authority? How did you first come to reside at the Link?
Imperial Palace was a place with a great deal of sadness. I was drawn there, and a manager authorized a permanent stay in exchange for my assistance in both a personal and business matter. My lifetime residence in exchange for a favor, which they utilized immediately.
Okay, Provide Aspen with a paper copy of your contract. I'll accept the standard payment for your appearance at your hearing, and if further work is required, we may or may not discuss such work at the time it becomes appropriate. I'll see you next week.
Agreed. I will provide Aspen with a copy of the contract signed by the Imperial Palace manager, and will meet you at the appointed place and time. Is there anything else you need?
I am not requesting you not to do that again, but I do not work for clients who attempt to trick me. This is not an opportunity for you to do me a favor. You are not doing me a favor, and I do not owe you anything. Your superiors have no claim on me. I do not need anything from you. I am assisting you with your problem, not asking you for anything. Do you understand?
I apologize. Old habits, you know. We understand each other. You have made no requests. You have only provided instruction and information and a promise to make reasonable efforts. Agreed?
Agreed.
Very well. I will see you at the appointed time.
Okay. Once they drop off the contract, I think you should have everything you need. Are you going to notify the other court?
No. Apparently they're declining to exercise their authority.
Then you're free to work on your big appeal until your meeting with Moochy this afternoon. Please don't forget to look at the special court arbitrator appointment. Special court is not patient.
Got it. I'll do a couple hours work on the appeal, and then I'll deal with the appointment. When is Moochy coming by?
I set his appointment for 3, but you know.
Yeah, I know. Okay, let me know when he gets here.
Tish, Mooch is here.
Thanks, Aspen. Put him in the conference room. I'll be right there. Mr. Mooch, good to see you again. Where's your hat?
Hey, boss. Wow.
Mooch, I am not your boss. You are my client, and you pay for my services with favors despite me repeatedly asking to be paid like a regular attorney. You know, with money.
Sure, boss, I gotcha. Listen, I heard something that I thought you should hear. Your new case is a problem.
Mooch, I cannot discuss clients with you. It violates my oath.
Sure, boss, sure. Listen, you got an appointment today or yesterday. Can you talk about that? That's not a client, right?
Mooch, how do you know about that?
Now listen, boss, I hear things. Gotta keep your ear to the ground when you meet. Find chances, chase rainbows, scare Norries, you know? And your appointment, it's a problem.
What kind of problem?
I don't know, boss. Just can you quit?
There are procedures for that, but they can upset the special court, and I don't think I've ever quit one of those cases, so I'm not sure how willing they would be to let me quit without a good reason. Do I have a good reason?
I think so, boss, but I can't tell you what it is. If you can't quit, be careful.
Thanks, Mooch. I'm always careful in special court, but I'll be extra careful.
Sounds good, boss. Well, I'm here. I have a buddy who just bought a needle farm and is looking for investors.
Good to see you, Mooch. Aspen will show you out.
Sure thing, boss. Always happy to see Aspen. We're family, you know?
Next is ACR 977468, Caesars versus Boyle. Counsel, please identify yourselves and the parties you represent.
Cameron Williams for Caesars.
Tish Callahan, Your Honor, for Mr. Boyle, who is present today.
Your Honor, this is the eviction.
Right. Counsel, I received a late filing this week. I am not a fan of late filings. Ms. Callahan?
I apologize, Your Honor. I filed the response as soon as I was retained earlier this week. As I indicated, my client was not...
I read your motion, Counsel. Service appears appropriate to me, but I will consider arguments. Let's start with plaintiff.
Your Honor, Mr. Boyle has been squatting on the property, apparently for years. He's paid no rent and somehow had altered the computer systems to avoid renting out his room. When pressed, he was unable to provide any identification. He provided a clearly falsified contract with a former employee of a former owner of the hotel who had no authority to make the deal Mr. Boyle has indicated was made. No one would or could grant such a tenancy to anyone, and Mr. Boyle offered no consideration. Nor was the life estate recorded, and thus Caesars had no legal notice and their ownership takes precedence. Mr. Boyle's claim of a life estate was extinguished by the purchase of the property by Caesars. Further...
I get it, Mr. Williams. Ms. Callahan, response?
Yes, Your Honor. It's interesting how much Caesar's argument has changed. First, Mr. Boyle was a squatter who they were throwing out. Then he produced a contract showing he has the right to stay in the room, and suddenly he's a life tenant who was required to record his tenancy in order for it to apply once they purchase the property. By this afternoon, I suspect he'll be a boogeyman who'd magicked himself onto the property.
Counsel?
Sorry, Your Honor. I'm just upset on my client's behalf. Mr. Boyle has a contract which was provided with our filing. That contract is a right for Mr. Boyle to remain in the room, renewable by Mr. Boyle annually on November 1st. The contract is quite clear that if Mr. Boyle, not his heirs or assigns, but Mr. Boyle himself, spends any time in the room during the month of November, then the contract renews for another 7 years.
Your Honor, it's clearly forged. No one would agree to such a...
Counsel.
But Your Honor...
One more interruption, Mr. Williams, and I will hold you in contempt. Understand? Ms. Callahan?
Yes, Your Honor. As I was saying, Mr. Boyle is present today if Your Honor requires additional evidentiary proof on the matter. But as long as Mr. Boyle spent a moment in the room at any time during the past 7 Novembers, he has the right to remain in the room. As this is a lease, renewable at Mr. Boyle's election, no recording is required. And as Mr. Boyle has a lease, he is not a squatter and cannot be evicted unless he has violated the lease agreement. There has been no allegation that such a violation has occurred. If Caesars wishes to allege that Mr. Boyle has defrauded them by forging the lease, the appropriate action is not eviction, but rather a civil suit for fraud. The eviction should be dismissed.
I agree, Ms. Callahan. Prepare an order and circulate it to Mr. Williams for his approval as to form.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, for clarification, dismissed without prejudice?
Yes, Mr. Williams. If you find a different reason to evict Mr. Boyle, bring another eviction. But as of today, Mr. Boyle is a tenant of room 1402 in the link pursuant to the terms of the lease.
Understood, Your Honor.
Clerk, next case.
Tisha, hold up a second.
It's just Tish, no Tisha.
Okay. Anyway, I wanted to let you know. My client intends to aggressively pursue every potential remedy in this instance. We both know that your client's lease is a forgery, and we will prove that immediately. The lease is dated 1974, and your client isn't 75 years old. Once the fraud is exposed, my client will sue your client for fraud, and if you assisted them in that fraud...
Mr. Williams, how old are you?
What?
How old are you?
That's irrelevant. I'm a licensed...
Based on your bar number and the year you graduated, I'll guess you're 26. Please know, your Bulldog Act fools nobody. I've known dozens of young attorneys just like you. Heck, I probably was one. Young, ambitious, aggressive, with a shiny new law degree from a good law school, but not a great law school. Not getting into Harvard, still digging at you a little bit.
You don't know.
Yes, I do. Let me give you some free advice that your partner should have given you. This is a small legal community. This isn't LA, where you might not even meet every attorney in your own firm, much less those on the other side. You're gonna see me again, and that's true for nearly every attorney you meet. So, please remember that you're making your reputation right now, and if you're a pain in the neck to everyone, everyone's going to be a pain in the neck to you. Also, don't ever threaten me again. Goodbye, Mr. Williams.
Very impressive work, Counselor. You appear to have provided me with assistance in the area in which assistance was required. I believe that, as a result, a debt is owed.
If you feel a debt is owed, I will accept payment in American currency, an amount of gold or silver of equivalent value, or a favor at your election.
I am short on funds at the moment. A favor is acceptable.
I would not have gotten far in my practice if favors were not acceptable to me. Yes, a favor is acceptable as long as it's transferable.
Transferable, that is difficult.
If you reasonably feel an attempted transfer is unreasonable or untenable to you, I would not be opposed to you choosing to veto the transfer. If you exercise such a veto, the favor will still be owed to myself or another reasonable transfer recipient.
Agreed.
I've been pleased by our association, Bo. Please, let me know if any future issues arise where I could potentially provide assistance. Aspen, did I miss anything while I was gone?
No, boss. It's been a quiet morning.
Boss? Mooch been around?
Ugh, yeah. He rubs off on me, huh? Did you look at your appointment yet?
No, not yet. But I will, boss. Okay, special appointment from special court for special clients that Mooch says is a special scary problem. Let's see what you have for me. Always fun to get a fancy envelope with scroll work and stuff. Probably important. Hello, Tish Callahan speaking. Yes, I have some experience in that area. I'll need more details, and I prefer to meet in person if possible. Are you here locally? Great. Why don't you stop by my office tomorrow afternoon? I'd be happy to discuss it with you. Okay, sounds good. I'll see you then. Bye.
Tish, I'm headed out. Do you need anything before I come in tomorrow? You want me to bring breakfast?
I mean, I'd take breakfast, but I don't like when you try to bring it on your bike, so no thanks.
Hey, I maintain that an Egg McMuffin crushed under a leather motorcycle jacket tastes better.
Maybe, but the orange juice is much messier than normal. Nah, I'm good. Have a good night, Aspen.
Good night, Tish.
Mike, hey, I'm going to walk around my office and talk. Can I put you on speaker?
Sure. Put me on speaker like I'm working the drive-thru. You want fries with that?
Mike, it's a brand new century. Both my speaker and the speaker at the drive-thru are about as clear as phone calls were when you were a kid.
Sure, whippersnapper. But as a grumpy old lawyer, I get to complain about everything, including being put on speakerphone. Despite the fact that I haven't held the phone up to my head in 30 years. Yeah, you're lucky, you know. I pretty much only take calls from 3 people now. My granddaughter, the good one, not the snotty one. My bookie, and you.
It's because we're the only 3 people who can put up with you. And I'm not sure Jimmy can. He just likes your money.
See, Tish, that's why I like you. The honesty. You got that integrity. Also, you're kind of a jerk.
Mike, that's not fair. I actually try to be nice to most people. You just don't respond well to niceness.
That's fair. To what do I owe this pleasure?
I had an eviction case today in front of Branas.
How is the old witch?
She hates attorneys as much as ever, but I was calling because Caesars tried to evict a boogeyman.
Wait, the Link tried to evict Bo? How?
I knew you'd know him. Branas shut it down. Bo has a lease.
Of course Bo has a lease.
But how did Caesars get on this path, and why?
I don't know, but I'll ask around. This is odd. The usual attorneys?
Nah, a new kid named Williams. Cameron Williams. He works for a firm I've never run into before. Not a regional firm or a Cali firm, which is what I usually see for the casinos. They're local. Aniaros, Hebus, and Dreich.
Never heard of them. That's weird, too. Not to toot my own horn, but I know everybody.
Yeah, that's why I called you. Let me know what you find.
Of course. You come to the house Friday for dinner?
I wouldn't miss it. Missy cooking?
I sure hope so. I'm not.
Sounds good. I'll see you Friday. Have a good night, Mike.
You too, Tish. Stay safe, kid.
Okay, Tish. No more delays. See what's in the envelope. You'll have to contact the party shortly, and with special court, that's not always a telephone call. Oh, Ratzenberger.
Oh, our heroine sounded pretty upset. I wonder what Cliff Clavin ever did to her. Maybe she's a Norm fan. I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Future clients, always remember, never answer questions, never give the Fae your real name, and never, ever represent yourself. Until the next case, fiat justitia ruet caelum advocatus.